Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Hey Guys Law Gaming back again with another video. Today we're going to be covering the DualSense 5 controller and mainly demonstrating how you're going to be able to connect it to your PC and then interfacing that with Remote Play and interfacing that with Steam. It is just, there's good news and bad news. It will interface with Steam, but it does not have full functionality yet, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Real quickly, before we move on, I just want to cover a quick few things about the controller. It is slightly heavier and it is slightly larger. It is not white, regardless of however it looks on video here. It's actually a very light gray, but it's not white. It's actually gray, so it's not so bad. It also feels a lot more premium in the hand, way better than the DS4 controller. Now, real quickly, this does not work directly with your PS4. If you try to connect this to your PS4 system right now, it won't work. At least it didn't work on mine. I'm using a PS4 Pro. It will not connect. It'll like connect to like charge, but it's not going to actually connect where you can control it and use it directly. Now, there was a YouTuber by the name of Autism Evans, and he allegedly said he got his to work, but in the video, he never showed it actually working. And it does not work. In fact, when I pulled it up on the menu, it didn't work. It also does not interface with the dongle for PS4. This is the Bluetooth dongle for PS4. It does not work with this either. It will connect using a normal Bluetooth dongle through Windows PC. So all you have to do, obviously, set your Bluetooth, go in, add your Bluetooth devices. As you can see, this one's already, let me go ahead and go full screen on this. As you can see, it is connected there. Now, I've gone ahead and pulled up the Windows, showing that it is actually working directly with Windows, which is, no problem currently. I actually had to click the screen for it to work. So the camera stick is working, the right stick, and then the left stick. All the face buttons here, trackpad, and then the D-pad. So all the buttons work within Windows, just connecting normally. Because I imagine it's just reading it as a normal X input controller. So, however, Steam is another issue. Steam is very, very finicky, and I had a little bit of trouble getting it to work in Steam. So I will go ahead and demonstrate what is needed in order to get this to work in Steam. But there is some bad news, in regards to the Steam working with Steam. There are no motion controls and there is no touchpad support as of yet. And the reason why is because we need an official DS5, controller support within Steam in order to unlock that functionality. So in order to get the controller to work, you have to go into your controller settings, and you're going to get like a wireless controller that pops up down. Sorry about that. You're going to get a wireless controller that pops up down here at the bottom. And I should warn you, when you first connect your DualSense controller to Steam is going to freak out. It starts acting really, really weird. So you might want to just use the mouse and keyboard to navigate to get to this part where you can go ahead and go in and configure your wireless controller manually. So all these buttons are going to be blank. You're going to have to manually go in and assign each button. Once you've done that, you go in and save, give it a name, set it to PlayStation 4 controller, and then it will go ahead and create a PlayStation 4 controller profile for this controller. Now, even though it does create that PlayStation 4 controller profile, as I mentioned, the motion controls, the gyro, do not work. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and go into PS4 Remote Play. And for those of you who are not aware of how to set this up, I have a video on my YouTube channel that you can watch. It's rather long, but you don't need to watch the whole thing. You just watch part 1 and part 2, and that'll go through the entire setup. But the benefits of, and some of you are wondering, well, why would you want to connect Steam to PS Remote Play to connect to your PlayStation, either PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5? Because it allows you to use gyro motion controls, and it allows you to do full button remapping for your games. Now, some of you who are probably traditional console gamers, you probably don't care about that. But for us PC gamers, we like custom configuration. We like being able to remap buttons. We like to be able to tweak things. And this allows us to do that. And just in case you guys are wondering if it adds any additional latency, to my knowledge, no, it works perfectly fine. I've been using it for about 2 years now. So once you've launched PS Remote Play, you're going to also launch the X-Input VGM software, and you're going to set it to the DualShock 4 controller, and you're going to hit connect. And this is the same process that I would go through if I were using a normal DS4 controller. Now we're connected to the PlayStation, and we're able to control it with the DualSense controller. Now, I will show you that it is working with the DualSense controller. I know you guys are, probably want to see me actually, so I'm going to have to hold it up like this and do the controls while it's on screen. So let me get loaded in here, and I'll edit it out to trim it a little bit. And just as a heads up, if you're going to be using button remapping and you're playing on your TV, because that's generally the way I use PS Remote Play, I set my resolution on PS Remote Play to the lowest, because that reduces the system resources of your PS4 or your PS5. Now, I'm not going to do a long demonstration, but I do want to show you that it is actually working. Let me make sure that I got it on the right profile here. Okay. All right. So we got the left, pull it back a little bit here. So you can see I'm moving the camera, and I move forward, backwards. This is not the best way to demo this because I can't really see too well what's going on, but hopefully you guys can get the point. So you can see it does work. And this particular setup, as I mentioned, will allow us to interface the DualSense controller with our PlayStations and remap buttons. However, there could be another potential problem in doing this. As we all know, we now have this new feature with the triggers where they have the DualSense or whatever, and it's possible that those might not actually work within the games. So there's no guarantee that this is going to work for the PS5, but it is working for the PS4 right now. So that does show the potential that, I think all we really need is Valve to update Steam with a proper profile for the DS5 controller, and then we should be good to go, and we should be able to go ahead and use like motion controls and just fully button remap. I don't expect the triggers to work as they would work on the PlayStation 5. It's possible, but I don't think so, because maybe by default, I'm not really sure, because I have to use Gloss in order to connect PS Remote Play to Steam, and that is something that Steam has no control over, whatsoever. So I'm not really sure, And that's another thing. Not only do we need an update from Steam, but we're also going to need an update for the for this app here, which is the XInput VGM application. So I'm actually going to contact the developer and see, if they're going to be interested in doing that. I mean, hell, I'll even throw them some money if they'll be willing to work on it or whatever. But anyways, that's pretty much the video. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to put comments down below. But I'm just going to warn you, I'm probably not going to read them. I'm probably not going to get notified. So if you really want questions answered, or, you want to comment, either jump on Discord, my Discord channel, or just drop by my live stream, and I'll do my best to, answer your questions or whatever. And hopefully we can get this, the DS4 controller, or excuse me, the DualSense 5 controller, working fully functional with gyro and full button remapping, with a few updates from Valve, and hopefully this program being updated. But thank you guys for watching, and keep gaming.